We're going to start on the mat on all fours, neither up nor down. Haven't committed yet. Standing up or lying down. Welcome to class. I'm doing cat and cow just so I can get some mobility in my back. Cat and cow is a nice way to move the center, but I can also move the periphery. I'm moving my toes in and out, in and out. And if you'd like your palms up and down, palms up and down. Yes, good to see you. Excellent. All right, we're going to do a little modification today. I want you to come up onto just, I'm on 3 fingers from each hand, and I'm going to just bob here for a moment. This is waking up the arms and the shoulders, and all this stuff is really complex. The feet as well are extremely complex, and for all of our workouts, we tend to focus on either the big muscles, the ones that make us run far, like the heart, and then the core is sort of a niche for studying the body. But the peripheral muscles and joints are also quite interesting. So I'm just bobbing here for a moment, checking in. Now, if you don't mind, just set your hands down. Most of my weight is back on my knees. All right. And from this position, I'm going to just lift and lower my torso. I'm not necessarily pushing with the hands. I'm just using this pressure on my hands to draw a nice stretch into the fingers. So the fingers stay flat on the mat and the palms come up. And switch, you can rock side to side to check in with that. Now, watch what I do. I'm going to turn my fingers east and west. And then you can rest there if you'd like, but I'm actually lifting and lowering. I'm going to turn and show you what I'm doing. It's pretty apparent here. Lifting and lowering, trying to keep the fingers flat and the palms up. Obviously, we could work on getting real well understood every little bit of the dynamic here, but I'd like you just to play with it for a moment. Switch. The last one we're going to do, when I touch my fingers to my knees, my weight is like all the way back on my knees, and I'm going to keep it that way as I find this wonderful stretch to the front of my forearms. One thing I would encourage you to do is to look for symmetry. And by that, I mean feel for symmetry, but also look, use your eyesight to see, am I symmetric? And symmetry is not the only goal, but it is a good indicator and something we can work on, symmetry from left to right. All right, wonderful, wonderful stretch here. And this is like a spa day stretch, right? This is not a, I'm trying to develop big strength here. This is just a wonderful stretch to play around with. Finally, and I guess this is my favorite, palms up. And I can lift and lower. My palms are up. My fingers are up. Maybe you can see it better like this. Gentle, easy, kind of fun. Nice little way to play with the legs and the arms. Now the toes, just getting that motion in the toes is nice. Again, bring that motion to the center of the body, cat and cow. And let's switch, wag the dog. Welcome to class, my name's Jonathan. And I think I found a pretty good set of exercises that allow us to gently work the body in a bunch of different ways, focusing on the core. We're going to add to this wag the dog a little push-up. Other side, a little push-up, asymmetric push-up. This is just a gentle, easy warm-up exercise, figuring out the arms, shoulders, figuring out the legs. And coming to center, I'm going to try to bring one foot forward, and that's not always easy. and then send it back. Other foot, bring one foot forward and send it back. Couple more like that. So play around with this. And next, we're going to get up and down. All right, sounds simple, sounds basic. I like to use a chair or something if you want to use a countertop or anything to give you an assistance and make this an easy exercise. All right, it should be easy. Now, I can do a lot of different modifications. I can wrap it in on one side, then the other, and I can get rid of my chair altogether and get the hands off the floor and all that and work on some pretty intense lunges here too. So if you want to just play with getting up and getting down, getting up and getting down, and first exercise of the morning before you even gotten out of bed, turn your chin left, turn your chin right, back and forth. Of course, this has nothing to do with the chin, it's all neck. Checking in with the neck, making sure everything's lined up well. And sitting up. Twist left and right. Twist. Gentle, easy. Somewhere right around here, there's a twist going on. It's easy enough that we don't need to delineate it too closely. Now we're going to put those two together in a little sequence. We got the nose and the knees pointed forward as we twist and untwist. Twist and untwist. Using these exercises, which tend to be quite easy and gentle, and we'll make them more and more challenging. I'm just waking up my ankles. Using these exercises is an excellent way to figure out how your body's doing, to keep it supple, to keep it strong, but mostly to figure it out, right? To learn about it. One leg, then the other. Simple, gentle, easy. There's a lot going on in my torso right now. There's a lot that I'm working on, keeping it tall and poised. And that's sort of what class is all about. How do we figure out how to keep our body tall and poised? Switch if you'd like. It's quite a bit more challenging, but not super challenging. And the other side. Back and forth. Functional exercises prepare us for the day. They are part of our day. Sitting on the edge of the bed, you've just warmed up your core. You're ready to pull your socks and shoes on. Take care of the ankles. We already did a little bit of wrist work on the mat, if you remember, and we're taking care of the ankles. We're not going to do a lot of upper body. We're going to do a little bit of lower body. 90% of class will be core. So let's dive down to the mat. Heel taps and rest. Heel taps and rest. So when you think about warming up, you think about what are the challenges that class will have to offer. And I should probably do those things because I want to be prepared. So we just, in a gentle way, wake up the back. Heel taps and rest. Couple more. We use the body in order that it teaches us how best to hold it together. So we use the body, we gently work the muscles and joints. And in this way, we figure out, we let the body teach us how to hold it together. And we're on our backs. Napping position A, this is the begin, end of class. Your posture is tall. Your back is relaxed and poised tall. Turn your palms up and down. And this is sort of how class will proceed. We'll find a repetitive exercise and we'll play around with it. You can turn one palm up, one palm down. Switch, bring your hands together. Press your hands together, press your knees together and rest. Press and rest. Press and rest. Very gentle, very easy. Good. Let's add a good morning stretch to this. Let's reach taller. Reach taller. And find how that press is a little bit more challenging the further away it is from the center. So that's a way to dial up the intensity of an exercise without really overdoing it. We can just add the reach. Let's hold it here for a moment, rest for a moment. Ready for class, preparing with the breath, preparing with our thoughts half asleep. Ready, begin. Open and close. Breath in, breath out. Smooth, deliberate breath. It's just kind of an easy trick to use the breath, right? To follow your breath, let the breath lead. So try it. Try that easy trick. Wonderful warm up for the shoulders, the hips. No matter what you've been doing for the past little while, this gets you prepared for the workout we're going to be doing in the next few minutes. Let's reach tall overhead, reach, reach. Breath out, come home. Breath in, breath in, breath out. I feel like there's this big cylinder of my rib cage, this big part of my skeletal structure that's just telescoping upward slightly, just slightly. And that feels really nice. It feels really healthy. And that I would call joint expansion, the good morning stretch. My entire rib cage, the thoracic part at least, is getting that expansion. Good. Put your hands together. Cradle your head, shake it up, shake it down. So we rep in the exercises, we repeat the exercise, and then we repeat the format as well, so that we can put our thoughts half asleep, so that we're not always finding new exercises, but it's just sort of an old exercise we've already done before, but maybe a different modification to it. Checking in with the head and neck, wonderful for the shoulders and everything. So this is a really nice warm up for the shoulders. Switch. One foot, then the other. In a sense, the top half of our torso and body is nicely warmed up. All of a sudden, the lower half, which is the part of our torso, the lower core, which does the most work like all the time. It's always working. So it's gotten a little break, a little rest in the last couple of minutes. But here, this is the easiest darn exercise. It's so easy. You could play it a little bit deeper and bigger. But it's just nice to come back to something that's so basic and be able to find some good there. If you'd like, straight leg lift, do a few to one side, then the other. Good, a couple more. I love that reach, that stretch out. Let's point one leg to the sky. Put your hand down next to it. We're going to use that to rest it and give the leg, the hip, a big circular motion. Reach it out, reach it out. So the leg is being supported. Maybe not all the way. The leg is still working, but that little attempt, at least at assistance, goes a long way. The body appreciates that. If you'd like, you can get your other foot off the floor. And let's reverse directions. Trying to be gentle on this leg, but that's a pretty intense workout. Bring it down small, little circles. Little circles. You're rocking the boat here. And reverse. And let's take the other side. Put that hand to work, that elbow on the floor, so you can give an assist to a large leg circle, big hip circle. I think hip circles are really important, and I don't have them in my regular workout, so it's nice to add them in once in a while, because the mobility that you have is probably not 100% perfect, right? And reverse directions, you can get your other foot off the floor. With both feet off the floor, the lower core is definitely working. Big circles, reach it out, reach it out. And let's bring it down smaller. This is using that leg circle. You get a good workout for the hip here, but also using it to throw us off balance and reverse direction, just rocking the boat. Reach it out, reach it out. And rest. Let's put our hands on our knees. Wiggle the fingers. Take it out to a T overhead. Find your peripheral vision. Breath in, arching up. This is very restful. Breath out. Press your lower back. Press it flat into the mat. Breath in, arching up. Looking for that mobility. There's a bunch of different ways that your body is mobile. You're lying on the mat, so it's a very safe posture to be in, and we can get a big mobility to the lower back. We'll come back to this exercise, but I'm going to ruin it now, all right? I want you to crunch up, get both feet off the floor, pow. Now the lower core is not going to be mobile, right? It's going to hold still and true. So as we go back to our snow angels, and if you'd like, adding the legs is kind of fun. Finishing up. And rest. One leg to the sky. Two legs to the sky. Let them fall off just a little bit. Collapse in and up. Breath in, breath out. Reach and reach. Rest. This is a good example of using the good morning stretch. All right, so if you want to take it a little easier, you can hold your legs up for a moment. Let them fall off, not too far, but reach, 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 and bring it home. Breath in, breath out. Keep it going. And if you'd like, eagle. I cheat a little bit on this. My legs do not go very far. But I wrap in the exercise so I get a good workout all together. Couple more and then we'll take a rest. And to rest, lay yourself down, look left, look right. Back and forth, left and right. Big, gentle mobility. Easy, obvious exercise, right? Really easy to teach and know that you're going to get something out of it. And that something is important and obvious, the neck. Good posture in the neck. Good feeling in the neck. Does the neck feel just fine? All right, I've just started the next exercise, a little more subtle. It's my knees going just a little bit left, just a little bit right. Important concept coming here. Your anchor. Your anchor is the sacrum, L5 and L4. That part of your body is the part of the skeleton that basically everything anchors to. And then it also has to anchor down to the heels and the floor as you're walking through life. But in this little exercise, that bit of the body is getting a vacation because I'm going real gentle. It's almost a massage, just swaying left to right. You can add the breath. Wonderful, delicate, gentle little exercise. Come back to this one if things get too tough during more of the workout. If you'd like, you can always take the big motion. There's plenty to be done there too. Bring it back to center, reach for the sky, reach. Butterfly. Gentle, easy. When you apply the breath, it helps your thoughts go half asleep. When you're asleep, you still have good posture. In fact, maybe you have better posture. Sometimes you don't sleep as well as we should, but the point is that you're always holding something. That's what good posture is. And the goal is to learn where to hold and where we can let go. Let's rest a moment here. High, low, high, low. Add the breath if you'd like. This is a wonderful, gentle exercise between the shoulders, along the neck. Try to maintain that enjoyment, that subtlety when you add the legs. Strider, strider, just challenging, just darn challenging. Great exercise. I will forever be challenged by this exercise. You don't have to go real low with the leg, but reach, 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 reach. A couple more to each side. Finishing up. Love that exercise. Rest. Turn your head left. Turn your head right. Back and forth, gentle, easy. Switch. If you need more time out, just rest for longer. But as I move that lower body, my heels are together, my knees are together. Simple as possible so that all my awareness is in the anchor. Everything else is just a distraction from that. If you'd like, you can add the arms and the breath. And of course, you can take that bigger twist because that just feels so darn good. But bring it all to center, everything lined up perfectly. Oh, we don't need our feet off the floor yet, but if you'd like, we're going to reach past the knees. Feel that contraction, all of that contraction, down, 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 towards the anchor, towards the thighs. We're going to take this contraction, this crunch. We're going to reach tall. We're going to reach overhead, and then a nap. Start over, breath out, breath in, and rest. I love this because there's a nap in it. I love that. I love the reach as we draw it out taller, taller. If you want more, you can reach out with your legs. And this can get quite challenging. Let's take a little mix. Add it, both hands to one side, then both hands to the other. So there's an obvious twist, crunch, lift, crunch, twist, lift. The opposite leg is a good complement. Couple more to each side. You get a nap in between, right? Everything resets. And then we're coming up to the center, lying back in the spa, in the waters of the spa. Elbows bent, palms down, slapping the surface of the water. Your head is buoyed. If you'd like, a little more intense, get the legs long. Feel it in the core. Let's turn the palms up, reach out, reach out. Reach out the legs, the arms, out the top of the head as well. Now, one thing you can do with the legs, this is quite advanced, I think, but you can bob them up and down. Turn your palms down. Bobbing the legs is kind of nice. You find a sweet spot in the middle there and bob around it. Turn your palms up. We're almost done. Reach it out. To rest this time, put your claspers together, clasp your toes, and rest. Kind of a dynamic rest, but I love this one. I love this stretch. Nice way to stretch. And the next one, elbows and knees really wide. I find this uncomfortable. And yet it's a rest. So play around with it. And one way you can play is to follow me as I walk. Walking gently. This is nice because we're resting the core. We're working the periphery of this leg here. Feel that as that leg pushes into the ground. When it swings through air, it's doing nothing. When it's pushing into the ground is when it's important. The other thing I want you to think of is your anchor. Your anchor goes towards the heel that's on the ground, doesn't it? And it slides to the other heel. It's very obvious. Follow that, learn from that. Build your core, your strength around that swaying of your anchor from leg to leg. Let's switch. Legs together, knees together, bridge up. This should be very comfortable. We're just kind of hanging upside down, half asleep, and walk, walk, walk. Gentle and easy. Your hips are definitely swaying side to side, aren't they? Because your anchor insists on orienting over the heel, over the foot, and then over the other foot. I say heel, but it's really the whole arch of the foot and all, but you know what I mean. Perfect way to figure out exactly how this all works out. And it's gentle. It's not too strenuous. Let's bridge up for a moment here, a little taller. I'm going to take my hands and put my palms down towards my shoulders as my elbows go over, and it's a nice stretch for the arms. This is dynamic. I'm not moving, but I'm dynamic, pushing with the arms, pushing with the legs, expansion upward, expansion. Joint expansion is an interesting concept, and this is just a way to sort of do a little expansion, contrasting with contraction. Switch, child's position, head, face, completely serene. The breath is easy, but the body is working very, very hard. Everything is working. There's a lot going on in the torso, the legs, the arms, and rest. One leg, dip. The other leg, dip. Back and forth. We're kind of to the end of working the front core, by which I mean we're going to work it a whole bunch more and then move on to the sides and the back. We've kind of worked through a bunch of different exercises. Add the twist crunch here. Twist crunch. Working the front core, warming it up, getting it developed. I think this exercise, twist crunch, twist, twist, crunch, crunch, is sort of the perfect exercise. There is so much of the body working here. Mountain climber. Stay in your comfort zone, but rep it in. So much of the body is working, the twisting, the arm lift, the leg lift. Safe exercise. Almost impossible to hurt yourself. Mountain climber. Let's go back through some of the more interesting exercises we just did. Back off as you see fit. We'll start with a rest. Wiggle your fingers. We're resting as the arms go wide, go tall, go wide, go back down. Snow angels with the arms. Wiggle your fingers, keep it in your peripheral vision. And you can also be moving your lower back. Lower back arches up. Lower back presses, flattens down into the mat. And repeat as you see fit. Really easy exercise. It's nice to get a good stretch in after you've worked those muscles. We got to stretch in kind of before we work the muscles, but the two go hand in hand. You work out and then you stretch. All right, my feet get off the floor. Now that lower core is holding still, holding still. Snow angels. Reach out, reach out. Reach out, reach out. Finishing up and rest. Single leg lift, reach it out long, flex your foot if you'd like. Keep with that. If you've got a mind to, you can follow me. Both feet fall off, collapse in and up. Reach, reach, and rest. You don't have to go for intense strength. You don't have to go real low with the legs, but add the reach. Reach, reach. We're building the core and strengthen the core, but we're trying not to contract the core. We're trying to expand it. And if you'd like, eagle. Couple more. And switch. Take a rest. Reach high, reach low. High, low. A little bit of work, but really kind of nice and easy until we add the leg. Strider. Strider. I love, hate this exercise. It's so obvious. It's easy to know you're doing it right. It's just darn too challenging. You don't need to do it real deep with the legs especially, but add the reach. The reach. Good. Take a rest or follow me, slapping the surface. And rest for your head and neck if you need. If you'd like, reach your legs long, turn your palms up. Long in the arms, long in the legs. This is quite advanced, but if you'd like to try bobbing the legs, turn your palms down. Nice strength in the bellows. Fire, fire. Bellows. Blowing over it, keeping it going strong. Let's turn the palms up. Eyes up here. Twist, crunch. Crunch, twist. Pulse, pulse. We'll get a good rest after this. Stay up here in your comfort zone. You don't need to go real low. Finishing up, put your claspers together, clasp your toes, and rest. And rest. Hands and feet together, knees and elbows wide. So what this does to your hips and your lower back, you have to play with, right? You've got to develop either some way to rest or to hold. Play with that on your own. Neutral spine. So neutral spine, there's a little arch in the back, a little arch at the neck. We can walk, walk, walk. Kind of a strange walk because my knees are wide open. But it's obvious what the anchor is doing. Switch knees together, bridge up. Oh, I love this. Because basically I'm upside down and I'm getting that joint expansion to the backbone without having to work for it. All I've done is put myself upside down and my backbone is expanded upward in kind of a gentle, easy way. And as I walk and my weight shifts from foot to the other foot, my anchor follows that directly and my whole core follows along as well. So the goal is to find core strength, flexibility, mobility, put it to work, figure out how to make it not tighter and tougher, but longer and more involved in everything that the body does. Let's bridge up here for a moment. Bridge up tall. Remember last time we did the expansion here, coming up on the toes. This time, instead, we're going to shake. Shake the hips left and right as you lower down. Breath in, bridge up. Shake it down. Shake it down. Kind of a perfect exercise, in part because I'm doing so little. There's really very little motivation or exertion or anything that goes into this. And I'm getting a wonderful check-in all the way up and down the backbone. So steal that exercise. Put your hands together, cradle your head, shake it up, shake it down. The shakedown. Same technique, but just with the head and neck. And we do this technique standing at the end of class too, the shakedown, the pile driver. All right, I've got perfect posture on my front core because I worked it out so well. Hard work and good thoughtful work too. So let's take that whole package, wrap it up with a bow. Notice my knees don't go too far. Front of the body. Obvious, easy, simple. There's no twist, no nothing like that. Everything like a long ribbon folding together. Let's finish up. Fingers and toes to the sky. Reach. Take all this perfect posture. Tip, tip, tip. Crash to the ground. Other side. Get yourself comfortable with rolling and being off balance for a moment, because it happens. If you're skating or skiing, you better be ready to, take a roll once in a while. If you're walking down the sidewalk, sad to say the same might be true. So get yourself familiar with that. It's rolling over, falling down. Napping position B. Joint expansion, good morning stretch. Wake up, reach, and rest. Breath in, reach, and slowly gliding down. Simple, gentle, obvious exercise. I'd love that I call it an exercise, and it's like you're hardly working. It's, yeah, there's that side crunch. I'm not going real vertical, I'm going horizontal. But I get a lot out of this. Put your hand on the front, lean away, lean in, lean away, lean in. Good. Be gentle on that hip bone. I've got a yoga pad folded over itself underneath me. So I've got kind of triple padding for that knee, that hip bone. So we're surfing and diving. Play around with that. Integrated, wonderfully integrated, everything balancing nicely together. It's easy to get kind of overly happy with your progress because you've managed to balance fine. We're going to take that balance. We're going to challenge exactly that. I'm lying here on my side, taking a nap. Top leg starts circling. Leg circles, throwing me off balance. Think from your anchor. Your anchor is falling. It catches and draws itself back home. A little bit bigger circles with the leg. Wonderful hip circles are great for the hip. We're going to take a rest now. Give the hip a rest, but keep turning the ankle. Nod your head, turn the ankle. and reverse. Reverse at the ankle. Why not shake out the hands, the wrists, the neck, and back to serious workout. Leg circle in that new direction. This is an excellent, efficient workout for the anchor. The lower core is doing all the work, falling and catching a little bit bigger. And to rest, we're going to kick rest. Kick rest. Rest by movement. And then roll to your belly and shrug. Shrug. Gentle, easy, obvious. It's quite complex. There's many different ways to shrug. We're not going to dwell on shoulders too much. Mostly, this is kind of a trick. You're on your belly, you're working your back. Little kick, big stretch. Little kick, big stretch. Breath out, breath in. Breath out, breath in. Simple, gentle, easy, obvious. Always looking for the easiest darn exercise, and working out the back is always going to be a little bit of a challenge. Ever since we climbed out of the trees 4 million years ago, it's been a challenge. And so we do what we can to reacquaint ourselves with our body. And doing it lying down is great because you don't have all that upright, hassle. Wonderful, wonderful workout, expanding, joint expansion across the hip, the waist. Perfect exercise here. So if you need to stay up off your belly, stay up here. If you can follow me down, same exercise, just different posture for the upper core. And if you'd like to levitate up, a lot of pressure on the belly, taking all that front core work. We spent half an hour developing our front core. We're just using it. Compression on the front core. It's just leather. Back, back, back. This is all back. Wonderful workout for the back. Hopefully it's not too much. If you reach overhead, it's more. If you reach back down, it's less. Let's take a rest. Cat and cow. Easy, gentle. Curl your toes under. Flatten your feet. Curl your toes under. Flatten your feet. Cat, cow. Toes, wrists. Why not just move it all, right? Cat, cow is mainly the thing that we're doing here, just checking in with the core and the torso. But nice to work the periphery too. Wag the dog with the push-up. So wag the dog is a nice, easy, gentle, therapeutic motion. Adding the push-up makes it quite a bit more serious. You don't have to do the full-on push-up, but you're reminding your body it knows how to do all this stuff at whatever capacity. And we're always looking for the easiest darn exercise. There's no easy way to do a push-up, right? It's a little bit hard, even this easy part. So we're looking for the easiest darn way to do the exercise. Let's bring it all to front. Walk our knees to our hands. Turn this way. Napping position B2. Wake up. Fall asleep. Gentle, easy. Reach it out. Rest. Joint expansion. This whole exercise is just reaching taller and resting. And there's work to it, there's a little bit of work. Let's mess with it differently. We're going to lean away, lean back, and rest. Lean in, and rest. With the breath. Smooth, deliberate. Good. You can play with that more on your own if you'd like. I'm going to move on. I just think this is the most efficient exercise for working exactly what we're working. If there was a machine we could tie ourselves into, it'd be great, but we can do it on our own. No machine needed. Leg circle, throwing us off balance. That's the goal of the leg circle. Yeah, it's a great workout for the hip, but it's mostly about throwing us around a little bit bigger, and then we're going to take a rest for that hip. Be gentle. These leg circles can be intense on the hips. But the ankle keeps turning and the chin keeps nodding. And reverse at the ankles, at the wrists, at the neck. The periphery gets its moment and back to the core. Leg circle, leg circle. We've wrapped the cocoon. We did the front, back, and both sides. Wrapping the cocoon a little bit bigger. Transforming, reaching out, falling it and catching. And we're done. Kick it out. Kick rest. Resting with a kick. I love it. Roll to your belly and shrug. Just like before. So put yourself to sleep. Shrug. Playing with the shoulders. Switch. Little kick, big stretch. Stretch, stretch. Breath out, breath in. In. Love that. Notice as you reach out of the leg, you also reach out of the top of your head. It's just complementarity. So that leg workout, which seems kind of easy and obvious, actually inspires the entire backbone to get a little bit of joint expansion. Switch. We're down. Levitate up. Hands back by your sides is maybe a little easier. Back off if things get too intense. If you like, you can reach overhead. Now, I'm not coming up real high or anything. Keeping mostly horizontal, and there's a reason. When we're up real high, it's 99% back. When we're down almost horizontal, it's 90% back. So that means there's 10% front that's working. When that's more efficient, right? More of the body is working. Anyway, bring it down to a rest. We're going to come up to cat and cow. Toes, wrists. Switch, wag the dog with the push-up. Wag the dog with push-up. Gentle, but kind of fun and intense too. Bring it all to center. We're going to dive down for swimming. If you need to stay off your belly for any reason, kick and stretch. Half asleep, just keep it going. If you want to follow me down for swimming, perfect exercise. All right, you ready? Right arm, left leg, reach. Same exact thing. Right arm, left leg. Same exact right arm, left leg. One more. And switch. Left arm, right leg. We set up a pattern, then we do the opposite. Left arm, right leg. Let's do one more like that. And then put them together. One diagonal followed by the other. Reach and rest. Perfect exercise. This determines exactly where our center of gravity is, right? The center of that X. It's a perfect exercise because it has a nap in the middle of it. But if you want to jazz it up a bit more, you can follow me swimming. A little more intensity swimming. Legs are long, arms are long, poised, staccato motion up and down. Breath is deep and even. One more deep breath, a little bit of intensity. And to rest. Come all the way home. Child's position, knees wide, hands. Press with your hands. Belly. Pull with your belly to come back. Hands. Press. Your hands draw you forward. Belly. Pull. Belly pulls you back. You can put your breath into it. You can time it to your breath. You can curl your toes under. It gets quite a bit more intense on the shoulders, especially if you come off your knees. And if you'd like, of course, downward dog is also quite intense, reaching overhead with the arms like this. So go real gentle if you've got any issues with the shoulders. But if you love downward dog, it's nice to throw it in here. You can always do leg, you can add the twist, lots of fun stuff. What we bring to it though is the core. The core stays still, still. Wonderful, wonderful workout for the core. Let's come up tall. We're going to bring the right knee in, send it out long. If you'd like, left elbow in, send it out long. Good. Now we're just going to reach out and hold. We're going to kick back, 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 with the heel, with the hand back, back, the back of the body, back. Good. Switch. Fingers and toes hover over the floor. We're going to use the front of the body, pushing at a distance, the finger and toe, push and rest. At a distance, impossible, push and rest. Reach and push. Once more, push and release. Other side. You can bring your left leg in and out. And if you lay up for it, you can get the right arm doing similar. And let's hold it out. Up. Arm and leg. Back of the leg. Back of the shoulder. Everything's working. Lift. But we're trying to get contrast. Find that strength. We're going to do the opposite. Fingers reach, toes reach. Ready at a distance, press and release. At a distance, press and release. 2 more. Breath out, press. Last one, at a distance, press and release. Bring it all up tall. We're going to sit up. Check in. We're in a new position. Got to find the easiest arm workout in this position. I think it's I call them sit downs. Sit-ups are too hard. So I start with sit downs. And you get to play around with that. You can find where you're comfortable and kind of hang out there for a while. You can work with your walking. Excellent technique. Eventually, you're going to develop the power to do a roll up and a roll down. But it takes some time. And you want to develop the strength with good posture, right? In fact, you don't want to work bad posture because it's just bad habits. So you can play with that if you'd like, or follow me. Crunch. Lighten your grip on the legs. And if you'd like, tons of front strength, balance, wonderful exercise. Finishing up. One more, then we get a good rest. Oh, I love that. And to rest, we're going to push and push back, right? The knee pushes, the hand pushes. Got this line of force right here, right where we can see the whole thing. We can see the inside of the arm, the bicep, the chest, the thigh. It's right here. It's obvious. What we're trying to do is get the feeling for it and switch. As you pull, it's the dark side of the moon that you can't see, especially back behind you, your back. Feel it across the back. Perfect therapeutic way to develop your body awareness in the back. You get to decide how much pull you're going to do. You get to play around with it, and you are in control completely. There's a lot of different parts of the body that need a workout, and we just don't trust any old machine. We don't just strap our head into a machine and tell it, give ourselves a good neck workout. We do it ourselves. Reach and pull. I'm adding stress to the neck. And I'm going to shake my head no, nod my head yes. Other side. Stress the head and neck with a gentle tug, a pull, working this side of the head, the neck. I'm not pulling a stretch into the neck, making it longer. I'm actually contracting all my muscles, right? They're resisting through contraction. Finish up. So they're resisting by, they're contracting, but the skeletal structure is such that as it gets the tiniest bit taller, it gets a lot more leverage. So it's a good way to develop body awareness. Sitting up. You can sit on the pillow if you need. We're going to make a T. Twist, touch toes. Other side, twist and touch toes. Now I'm cheating. You can't see, but I'm putting my hand down behind me here. Good. I like this because it's kind of messy. I'm sort of keeping both sitting bones flat. My weight is definitely shifting, but I'm not rocking around, keeping this V real flat. But other than that, I'm twisting, I'm reaching, I'm rounding out. And that's sort of the opposite of what we do in the next exercise. Sitting up tall, tall, tall. I'm going to keep this height. Follow the thumb, twist and tilt. Bring it home. Other side. Tall, tall, tall. We're taking that absurdly tall posture and we're working that. Bring it home. And we're coming to the foot of the mat. We're going to levitate up and lower back down. Levitate up and lower back down. You can do this on your knuckles if you'd like. Easy up and down. And if you'd like, one leg. Swing, swing, swing. Other leg. 3, 2, 1. First leg. 2, 1. Second leg. 2, 1. Hollow belly. Leg is long. Torso is tall. 1. Last one. 1. Finding that L-sit posture. Maybe someday we'll manage to do that. L-sit is where you sit up on your, and then you lift your legs. And it's quite a challenge. It's a good thing to work towards. But it requires a lot of upper body strength that we don't necessarily have to work on. Open V rocker. Everything is dependent on the center of gravity. Center of gravity is going to push in to rock, push out to stop. Silly fun exercise. Kind of teaches itself. Legs long and poised as best you can. Simple, gentle, fun. We're going to lie back down. Napping position A. Napping position B. Wake up and fall asleep. Wake up and fall asleep. One more like that. Wrapping the body, the whole side working. Napping position C, we'll just do our heel taps and rest. Heel taps and rest. One more. Waking up the back of the body, all right? We're just kind of making it obvious, the whole body. Napping position B2, see you later, wake up and fall asleep. Reach and rest. Last one. Breath in, breath out. Napping position A. And this is the position that we can take as perfect posture, essentially. Your back is relaxed and yet it's kind of perfectly tall and true because it's on a flat board. The floor, you can find walls and other parts of your built environment that can give you a nice flat surface to check your good posture at any time during the day. But I'll remind you when we get up on our feet. Got my feet together, my hands together. I'm going to crunch up, draw a circle, and reverse. You get your feet off the floor, draw a circle, and reverse. Point your toes to the sky, circle, and reverse. Couple more. Complementarity, upper left, lower right. Love this exercise. I think there's a lot more to be figured out here, but we're just going to leave it there. Take all our perfect posture. Tip, tip, flowing slowly, easily down to the floor. Find your perfect posture, tip, rolling, rolling happily to the ground. Reach, tip, dash it, crashing to the ground. Wake yourself up, wake yourself up. I've got a couple of standing poses for you, and then I'll let you go. Stand up tall. We're gonna do a little kick series. Turn my foot out in front, circle it, circle it, circle it. Other foot, circle it, circle it, circle it. Bring it all to center. Let's do our pile driver for a moment. Drop, 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 drop. Simple as that. Drop, 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 drop. Pile driver makes it sound really intense, but it's just a drop, 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 drop. You're finding perfect posture with your torso by testing it, testing it. Circle, extend. Switch, circle, extend. Sink, press. Sink, press. Good. Finishing up. Feet are kind of pointed to the corners. I'm going to turn this way, up and down, bounce. Turn this way, up and down, ooh, bounce. Together, apart, bounce. Together, apart, bounce. There, I got it. Down, down. Generally, if you're ever in a situation where you need to fight or do self-defense, get away from the situation as quickly as possible. If you have to strike, strike down. Strike down. And you can always do that as well. Little work to the back, to the back, to the back. Let's bring it all to center. We're going to take it all integrated together, and the legs pressing, the arms pushing, and the pull-up. Two more like that. Press, press, pull up. Last one, integrate everything we've done. Press, pull up, find yourself in the midway. Lazy person sit up, you ready? Other hand. Both hands, one more. Wash your hands. Wear a mask, it's an act of love. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And take care. I love these exercises. I love getting this workout. So hope you can stick around and say hi. Thank you.